Good evening. Welcome to Current Affairs. Today, I would like to talk to you with respect to Seventh Pay Commission. Even in the month of November, also last year, we have discussed about Seventh Pay Commission. So that was the month in which the Pay Commission has submitted the report. But when it comes to the Pay Commission, what exactly is this? A commission is always a recommending body, and the name Pay Commission itself is indicating that it will recommend about the pay revision to the employees. So whatever I'm talking to you now, that is exclusively with respect to central government employees. That's the reason why first, second, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh pay commission so the have been constituted, and the seventh pay commission has submitted the report in the month of November 2015. But when Dr. Manmohan Singh was the prime minister, this seventh pay commission was constituted, and the chairman was Justice Ashok Kumar Mathur, and he's a retired judge of Supreme Court. So under the chairmanship of this Justice Ashok Kumar Mathur, the work has been done, and they have submitted the report in the month of November 2015. And the government took its own time to implement the recommendations of this. Today, the final decision has been taken by the cabinet. The cabinet in India, they took the final decision, and they have decided to implement these recommendations from January 1st, 2016. Kindly look at this one. We are in the month of June. This is June 29th, 2016. But these recommendations will be implemented with effect from January 1st, 2016. That is called a retrospective effect. Meaning is simple. Though you are taking the decision, the effect will be from January 1st, 2016. So whatever the pay hike that has been recommended and accepted by the government, so that will be paid from the so-called January 1st, 2016 onwards. And of course, these are called the arrears, and the government will take some time, and the finance minister has announced that all the arrears will be cleared during this financial year only. So now if you look at this, so there is a drastic increase in the salaries, and the minimum pay at the central level was 7,000 rupees salary. Now it has been increased to 18,000 rupees. I'm talking about the junior employee. So let me tell you one good news for you all who are preparing for IAS examination. Your salary, your minimum salary is going to be as a fresh IAS recruitee. It will be 56,100 rupees. So that is a beginning one. And when you go to the cabinet secretary level, as of now, so his salary will be 2,25,000 rupees. So obviously what happens, the IAS, IPS and all the services people, their salary will be increased. So now the salaries of the secretaries, so they have surpassed the salaries of the members of the parliament. So now the immediate effect of this will be members in the parliament will also demand for increase in the salaries. Obviously that will be accepted. Their salaries will also be increased. Hope you are getting. Accordingly, the president's salary has to increase, vice president's salary will be increased, minister's salary will be increased, all salaries will be increased. So when it comes to the increasing the salary, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. More salaries will lead to the more quality of life. Say, for example, if salary is more, you are receiving more. Then we can provide better education to the children. So then we can provide better medical care for the children. So we can purchase some other goods, and the like this you can go for the house, or you can purchase a car like this. So the effect of this particular increase in the salary will be seen very clearly in the markets. So that what happened, when there is more money with the people, people have the capacity to buy more goods, people have the capacity to buy more goods and services, then automatically the demand is increasing. When the demand is increasing, the supply should also increase. So when the supply is increasing, the economic activity in the country will increase. As there is more economic activity, our GDP will also increase, and that will ultimately lead to the economic development of the nation. Very, very important. More money, more demand, more supply, more economic activity, more economic development of the nation. So these are all the interrelated aspects. But one fear will be there. That fear is that when there is more money in the market, that will also lead to the inflation. For example, today you might have seen in the auto sector, in the auto sector, like this vehicles I'm talking about, there is a surge. There is a surge towards up with respect to the market prices. Why? Because the decision has been taken. Decision has been taken and announced by the government. In reality, the money is not released into the market so far. But even then, so there is an expectation. So there will be a boost to the auto sector, and automatically shares have gone up. So meaning people have started purchasing more shares of these auto sectors. So this is what happens with respect to the decisions that are taken by the governments. That's the reason why the decisions taken by the government, the decisions taken by RBI, they are very, very crucial. That's the reason why all seriously preparing aspirants of IAS, please watch the markets. Why the market is going up, why the market is coming down. Market means share market I'm talking about. So what the government has said, that is very important. What RBI says, that is important. So meaning that will have the effect. Examples here, let me tell you one example. Recommendations of seventh pay commission were submitted in the month of November 2015. In the month of November 2015. Since then, the decision has not been taken. Today, the decision has been taken. Decision has been taken, and there is an announcement of the pay hike. Clear? And the employees will be getting more salary, and pensioners will get more pensions. Around 1 crore employees and pensioners put together, so they are getting benefited out of this. So this is an information that is announced by the so-called the minister, finance minister. But in reality, today the money was not given. But still there is a surge in the market. There is a surge in the auto sector. So this is called the effect. This is how it will be affected. Very, very important. Am I clear? So you need to follow the market like this. Am I clear? So meaning is simple. More money, more demand, more supply, more economic activity, more economic development of the nation. But one fear you should not forget is that when there is more money, demand will increase. Demand will increase, and if the supply is not meeting the demand, if the supply is not meeting the demand, then automatically what will happen? The cost of the commodities will increase. I am clear, very, very important. As long as supply and demand are equal, then there is no problem. You are maintaining the balance. If the demand is more and the supply is less, what will happen? Because you have the more money, so you will be forcing yourself to purchase the goods at the higher rates. At the higher rates. So this is what exactly happens. Am I clear? So meaning is simple. The Indian economic sector should be so careful, because this pay hike may lead to inflation also. Inflation also. Clear? You must be wondering. At the most, 1 crore people in the country out of so much of population are getting benefited. If one crore people are getting benefited, so that it will have the huge impact on Indian economic system. The people whose salary is not increasing, the people who are there in the private sector, the people who are there in the self-employment, so obviously they will not be affected. They will not get any benefits out of this, but they will be affected by the market condition. Is it not? When the prices of the commodities are increasing, that is increased for all the common people. They cannot say that you are a government employee, your salary has been increased, you have to pay more. right? You are not an employee, you can pay less. That discrimination is not there. That's the reason why a small change in the financial system in the country will affect the whole nation. That is the reason why the government must be very, very careful, and it has to take all the measures that it will not shoot to the inflation. Inflation means what? Price rise. Am I clear? Another effect, another effect with respect to uh, the so-called, the so-called um, accepting the recommendations of the pay commission, seventh pay commission. See, the beautiful thing is that, if I'm not wrong, I just remember vaguely, fifth pay commission recommendations were accepted by the government and implemented after 19 months. After 19 months. Sixth pay commission recommendations were accepted and implemented after 32 months. 32 months. So compared to those two, the government took the steps very immediately and within a very short period of time, starting from November. Recommendations report was submitted in November 2015 and implemented from June. Implemented in the month of June. So they have taken a very, very quick decision with respect to the so-called implementation of this. Am I clear? Very, very, very important point. Another effect is with respect to, now the salaries of the central government employees have increased. The pension of the pensioners has been increased, right? But this is exclusively related to the central government employees. There are so many state government employees working in various states. Then what about them? Immediately what happens is that this is called cascading effect. Immediately there will be a demand from the state government employees that they should also get benefited. So when the central government is increasing the salaries of the employees, why not you? So obviously that will lead to the pressure on the state government, and generally the state governments will increase it. Now what is happening? More money is there in the market. More salary is coming to the people for central government employees, and after a short period of time, it will also be implemented by each state government for their respective employees. So once they get more salaries, obviously the capacity, the purchasing capacity will increase. That is called purchasing power parity, PPP. That will increase. So obviously there will be more demand in the market. That leads to more supply, right? So obviously when the central government salaries are increasing, more demand, more supply. State government salaries are also increasing. Obviously demand will also increase, supply should also increase, economic activity will increase, and that lead to more development. And obviously what is happening, sometimes you'll see in some of the cases, excuse me, in some cases you will see a person is educated, finishes his graduation or post graduation, immediately he will start thinking of going to some other country. Why some other country? He may feel that he does not have the opportunities here. That's the reason why he wants to use the talent somewhere else. Clear? And now, one good effect with this increasing the salaries is that the government will be in a position to attract the people who are talented. I am not saying that the people who are working are not talented. They are extremely talented. They are extremely talented, they are committed, and they stay in India, they work for Mother India, and we appreciate all the employees. Is it okay? That's point number one. Now, so you can start um, attracting more people into the government services. Obviously, it is the quality of the government servants that will lead to the development of the nation. So that is one thing. Obviously, what will happen? A fresh recruit of IAS is getting 56,100 rupees to begin with. Absolutely good, right? As he is moving up in the hierarchy, that will automatically increase. So over a period of time, eighth pay commission will comes into picture, and the salary will also increase. So this is the reason why there are so many committees which have recommended that government employees' salary should be on par with the private sector people. Then obviously what's happening? Some people may be attracted towards the private sectors, and now they will also be coming towards the public sector, and that will lead to good people, more good people in the government service, and that will lead to the so-called providing the quality services to the peoples. That is the basic idea. And another thing why you increase the salary is that if somebody is getting some salary and that is not sufficient, that is not sufficient, obviously a person will be going for the so-called what do you call um, bribe, corruption. It's not, the salary is not sufficient. So now if the salary is sufficient, so where he can take care of his things and his family things, so he may not think about the corruption. Clear? Minute way I'm talking about this. So he may not think about the corruption, and obviously he'll be concentrating more on delivery. Now what is happening? Because the salaries are less, most of the people in the government service, so they are looking for the so-called the corruption, extra money, additional money, right? As if they are doing some favor. You have to work for the people. For that, the people are taking the so-called the bribe. But once the pay is increased, people will think less about the corruption, and they think more in the form of the governance. The quality of the services will also increase. Meaning it has both advantages and disadvantages. Am I clear? Next, I'm opening the document. Have a look at this. Seventh Pay Commission, Chairman Justice Ashok Kumar Mathur. It was constituted in September 2013. A report was submitted recently in the month of November 2015. The Union Cabinet has approved the recommendations that will benefit around 10 million people. The new salaries and pensions will be effective from January 1st, 2016. Meaning for all these months also the amounts will be paid. That is called a retrospective effect. For junior employees, the hike in the basic pay will be 14.27%, which means 18,000 rupees could be the minimum pay of an employee on the central government rolls. Right now, this is 7,000 rupees. From 7,000, it will be increased to 18,000. Look at this. A recommendation of the minimum pay of rupees 18,000 rupees per month with upper ceiling at rupees 2,25,000 rupees a month was approved by the cabinet. But see here, one important thing here I would like to say, talk to you. So this is like this. Apart from this uh, salary, the employees will also get so many benefits. Like this house rent allowance is there, dearness allowance is there, traveling allowance is there. So many allowances are there. Apart from this, retirement benefits like gratuity will be there, provident fund will be there, right? If employee dies in during the course of employment, benefits will be given to the family. Like this, so many benefits are there, and there are so many allowances that are being enjoyed by the people, and some people will also take for it. But the seventh pay commission has recommended for cancelling or abolition of the 52 types of allowances. 52 example, let me tell you, there is an allowance called haircut allowance. Haircut allowance. So meaning after going for the haircut, so you can ask for the reimbursement. You can ask for the reimbursement, meaning that's a petty thing, petty one, but still that's still available. And for the first time, seventh pay commission has recommended that, recommended for the, excuse me, recommended for abolition of the 52 types of allowances, right? So like this it is there, but no decision has been taken on that. No decision has been taken on that one, and the government has deferred the decision, and the government has constituted a committee, and the committee will look into only the concept of allowances, only the concept of allowances, and till the decision will be taken, the same allowances whatever they are getting, that will be given to the employees. Am I clear? Next, once again, Let me open the document. Have a look at this. So the government has deferred a decision on the revised allowances suggested by the pay panel, which favored abolishing 52 perks, including a hair cutting allowance. And a panel headed by the finance secretary will examine these recommendations before a final decision on allowances is taken. Till the time, the existing allowances will continue. Look at this. According to the revised scales, a fresh IAS recruit will get a basic salary of 56,100 rupees. Right? So this is your salary, my close friends. The moment you enter into service, you will be getting 56,100. So obviously, hope you are all happy, and I wish you all very, 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 very best. And you have to get into IAS and enjoy nice salary and work well with the quality and work towards the welfare of the people. Clear? And I wish you all the very, very best. Next, once again, I am opening the document. Please have a look at this. So right now it is 23,000. It is increased to 56,100. In addition, the employees are paid dearness allowance and house rent among many other allowances. More cash in hand is likely to result in higher consumption by the government's massive employee base, which accounts for a larger segment of the Indian middle market. More money, you are going to spend more, and more demand could boost the economy through higher spending on assets such as cars and housing. So they will be spending. So obviously, what will happen? In some of the states, you will see the real estate sector is booming like anything. Real estate sector is booming like anything. And sometimes the real estate sector will go up and come down. Right? So now the possibility of the real estate sector will surge, right? So it will go up because they know that the employees will have more money, and they will be in a position to invest the money, and they wanted to buy the assets. Clear? Now, so direct impact will be there on the housing and the so-called auto sector. That's the reason why in these sectors the prices have increased today. Look at this. Government salaries have to come to a respectable level so that it can attract the best talent. So inevitable course is that there will be a pressure on the budget. Obviously, when you are paying more money, what will happen now? So when you are paying more money to your employees, obviously there will be a pressure on the government. But the government has to pay it. So it will have a pressure of almost 1 lakh crores, it seems. Right? So you need to pay it. There is no other go. So that will be coming out of the so-called the budget. For that reason, definitely there will be an increase in the taxes next year. Yes. So because you need to tackle the situation. So when you are spending, you should also earn. So when you are giving more salaries, so you should also correct more taxes. Clear? This is called the effect, direct effect. Now, look at this. So there will be more money in the market. It will also generate more demand. But the extra money could also blow a bigger hole in public finances, and it may push inflation. And the decision will also likely to have a cascading impact, as normally states follow the central's lead in revising the salaries. So it's a general phenomenon, and very soon we are going to see the salary hike in all the states, and the state employees will also get benefited out of this. Am I clear? So that's about the seventh pay commission. So I'll stop at this stage, and I'll see you in the next class with more details. And take very good care of yourself. Good night.